Hello everyone. Yes, it's happening. The boxing rematch no one asked for, maybe except Anthony Yarde, is happening. You could say the return of the can crusher, and can this can crusher of light heavyweight division crash another can? Yeah, and he wouldn't need to take this rematch. Anthony Yarde wouldn't need to take this rematch if he would actually perform in the first fight. Uh, and this whole the first fight was boring. It was downright boring, and that's why no one wants to see the second one because it was boring. It is Anthony Yarde gave up in the fight. He gave this fight away. Yes, he did put on good performance in last round, so on, and he really pushed Lyndon Arthur. And he hurt him and he pushed him, but that was the last round. Where was this performance in first round? Yeah, you know, because he was so used to crushing these cunts and he was so used to be lions in the ring, lions in the camp, lions everywhere. Yeah, so he stepped in the ring. Of course, I mean, his big American favorite fan was there. Stevie Wonders, who somehow scored this fight 17-11, right? 117 to 111 for Anthony Yarde. But yeah, that look on Anthony Yarde's face when he's like, I lost. I mean, the first 3 rounds he completely gave. He gave these rounds away. He pretty much didn't do anything. I understand some boxers, they do the first rounds, they kind of touch up, they kind of see, where your opponent stands, to adjust to the speed, adjust to the movement. But in this fight, Lyndon Arthur, he was walking on his back foot, and he was punishing with the jab. Few things which I really saw is that Yarde tried to jab in first half of the fight. He couldn't do it because Lyndon Arthur, classical boxer with good amateur pedigree, he actually parries away. He parries with the right hand, snaps back with the left one, left jab, boom, switch shots. You're gonna see that on the first fight, on the first few rounds, very nicely. And he really didn't engage in a fight. That's another thing, Lyndon Arthur went there to box. He didn't went there to fight. And when this happens, and Yarde doesn't have such a great footwork. He just didn't. Every time when Yarde was throwing 1-2 shots, Lyndon Arthur dealt with them very efficiently. When Anthony Yarde ended up in a situation when he could throw volleys of shots, Lyndon Arthur was in trouble. But as most of times, Anthony Yarde kind of throws sucker punches, the punches only sucker would fall for it, like 1 or 2 shots. The distance of both boxers and the 2-inch height advantage of Lyndon Arthur, it really worked in his favor. He wasn't really in any danger in first 10 rounds. There was no danger. So now we are coming to the second fight, which will gonna happen in Copper Box Arena in Hackney, London. Awesome. Anthony Yarde is a bigger star. Let's call him a star. And he can somehow sell out the tickets, and that's good. That's good for the boxing. But at the same time, he needs to get by the Lyndon Arthur because Lyndon Arthur's best win is Anthony Yarde, and it just kind of shows where is Anthony Yarde standing because he had performance against Sergey Kovalev, and which I thought he gonna win, but he fell short. All that muscle mass he's carrying around really weighs him down, and I understand that Anthony Yarde, he needs to consume his energy. He cannot go all out and just throw shots and shots and shots. Otherwise, he's not gonna have anything left. But in this fight, all I saw, he just gave this fight away. He was so passive, and of course, Lyndon Arthur doesn't really care. He wasn't there for a knockout. He was just using the jab. And in round 11 and 12, Lyndon Arthur was, he was fresh as a cucumber. He had no wear and tear on him. So we end up in a boring fight when Lyndon Arthur used pretty much only his left hand. And at the same time, Anthony Yarde was kept back with jab, and that's it. So now this fight is taking place in London. Frank Warren must be pissed off about this. Yeah, I mean, lions in the camp, lions in the ring. But you know what? I think lions are starving. Lions are starving. They won a big fight, and this is not the fight they wanted. You know what they won? You know what the lions won?
That's it, cheese. We'll go somewhere where there's cheese.
Yeah, guys, and this is the reason why this fight is not happening in Liverpool or anywhere else, because end of the day it really comes down to the money. Because even though Lyndon Arthur won the first fight, Yarde is selling the tickets. Yeah, and even the first fight was a bit controversial. I mean, some guy, I mean, must be cousin of Stevie Wonder's, or maybe it was Stevie Wonder's, gave this fight 117 to 111 to Anthony Yarde, which I don't know how can you give this first fight 117 to 111, but in reality, Anthony Yarde just gave the fight away. He wasn't just there. On round 12, he proven that he can be there and he can be dangerous and he can win. He can win this fight. If only he push himself. And end of that, we end up in looking a bit silly there, didn't we? With that hand all raised up, but pretty much only fought one round, the round 12, the last one. But it's neither here or there, because this is fight 2. And I think Yarde had a bad night, and Lyndon had a good night, and Yarde will gonna come back aggressive. Lyndon showed that he's much better boxer. Anthony Yarde tried to box with Lyndon Arthur. He failed miserably. Not the right thing to do, especially against someone who's taller with good jab, very good parry. Yeah, I think Yarde will just gonna try to bully Lyndon Arthur. Maybe he gonna even score a knockdown, and this fight will gonna go to the scorecards, and Yarde will gonna win. Because in my eyes, he showed that in round 12 when he just went all out, just kind of to make sure he gonna win, the 12th round. I don't know why he didn't do in the first rounds. He showed that if he throws lots of shots, Lyndon Arthur cannot block them. He's good at dodging 1 or 2 shots, but when it comes to combinations, and yeah, he cannot dodge them. He's not that good. So plus, yeah, he cannot really fight on a short distance. So I think Yarde will gonna come in very aggressively, and he gonna push action from the first bell. He gonna bully Lyndon Arthur, and by middle rounds, he will establish his dominance so far that he gonna have enough lead to win the fight. I think he gonna slow down in last rounds, but he gonna be on the scorecards ahead to win this fight. And I think this is the level where Anthony Yarde understands he cannot knock everybody out. So that's how my 2 takes on this fight. So guys, leave a like, leave a comment, and yeah, tell me who you think is gonna win.